on my Christian show. Okay.
All right.
Salute.
Hello everyone, my name is Sierra Frazier and this is SCT's Hot Ones, the show with hot wings and even hotter questions. Today I am joined by some of our lovely gentlemen in Jesus Christ Superstar. We have Cole Bryant, who plays Jesus, and Kyle Rex Beal, who plays Judas. Jesus Christ Superstar is going to be running through May 11th. Kyle, Cole, how do you guys handle spicy food?
I like wings a lot. I don't really try to push myself like it's some sort of Olympic sport, but I think I'll be okay.
Listen, okay, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I feel like I can tell myself that I can handle a lot of spice, and then I start doing a lot of spice, and it kind of catches up really, really fast. So as of right now, I'm gonna say yes, I can do the spice.
You heard it here, folks.
We're ready.
Why is my pulse already racing?
Wing number one.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay, here we go. Got real in there. Good.
Oh yeah.
I really like the flavor of that one.
Actually,
That one has
yeah.
a really good
Which one's
flavor
that?
to it.
So this is Hot Ones buffalo sauce.
Okay, yeah.
And this, just so that we get a starting point, this is 1,800 Scoville units.
Okay.
All right, so let's throw you guys an easy one to start. Easy win, easy question. What's your guys' favorite song in Jesus Christ Superstar?
Oh, easily for me right now, it's the tempo.
I was gonna say the
I
same thing.
cannot get that song out of my head.
Yeah, just the rhythm of it.
It just gets me so excited every single time. Even though it's supposed to be like this big, crazy, chaotic scene, I feel like it's the one where we're all having the most fun, even though it's the heavy content.
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
You're gonna get a lot of double answers
Yeah,
today.
sorry, we're in sync.
Oh.
Brain's locked in.
Wing number two.
Easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
told ya. Easy one to start.
Bit more smoky.
So this one, Smokey, is Sam Sahouse's Smokey J.
Okay.
Okay,
Look
look at you.
Smokey J, Smokey Jesus, Smokey Judas. Okay.
I don't think anybody's ever called me Smokey before.
And this one is 6,000 Scoville units.
Okay.
So, the both of you have been in so many SCT productions. Not only that, this is your fourth production together. How's it been playing off of each other?
You like to go first, Jesus?
Sure, why not? A lot of the times, like when you do a lot of shows, so a lot of the shows that Kyle and I have done together have been a lot more comedic driven, very over the top, crazy characters, and it's hard to find somebody that can match your energy, but I feel like Kyle and I have this like energy that matches each other so perfectly, and I feel like this show is a huge stretch for both of us.
Yeah.
I feel like we're so comfortable being the funny guys that to then strip all of that away
And get serious.
it's crazy, but
well, and it's hard if you don't know the person to kind of be able to ask them questions in the first place. Like the first time we did the Charlie, you're not saying that big moment where we finally got to stand in front of each other and get serious.
Yeah.
We're like, oh well, this is just Cole. I can do whatever I want, and he's gonna sit here and let me do it. And if it's bad, we'll figure it out.
Exactly.
But with like, I don't know, someone I don't know, I'm just like, I'll try something.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult a lot of the time, but I feel like with Kyle it just comes easy. Like, I think you could agree with that too, because you've also been on stage with Kyle a few times, and
she's my fiance.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, fresh off the presses, first Hot Ones, newly engaged.
No, this is the third Hot Ones.
I retract my statement. Let's actually take that one back.
This is number 3, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
I thought I did something.
You did.
Yeah. So answer is easy.
Yes.
It works really easy.
Number 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Number
Oh, this one's a little drippy.
Number 12.
Get that in there.
Oh, sweet. Listen, Hot Ones, you're doing the damn thing right now. These just taste good. That's the thing with spice for me, is I feel like.
Whether or not it still tastes good, it's not just like hitting you in the face.
But I'm gonna make sure that don't get on the list.
Yes.
That's gonna be the death of me.
So this is Funk's Stellar Fuzz. So we have a bit of a jump. The last one was 6,000. This is 19,000. So
Okay.
But I can actually feel it.
That's a little bit of a
more of a bite.
Kind of buzz.
underneath. What's the buzz?
Tell me.
What's happening?
All right. So.
Get all of it.
Oh, sorry.
I told you I'm hungry.
So, if you guys could set your roles aside and play any other part, regardless of gender, age, whatever, just based off of the part itself, what part would you like to play?
I really like Pontius Pilate. I think he's a really interesting character. I mean, not just in the show, but like biblically. It's an interesting position he's in, and also the music in it for him is really cool and intense.
I'm gonna stick with the cliche Cole answer. I would probably want to be Mary Magdalene. I don't know what it is. I feel like she's got these like moments where she's very much just kind of chilling behind Jesus a lot of the time, but then when she does open her mouth, she's always saying something super impactful. And I think I Don't Know How to Love Him is one of the most beautiful songs that Andrew Lloyd Webber's like ever written, and it's so simple, which is so crazy. It's very repetitive and so simple, yet it's so
Impactful.
Yeah, impactful, moving. I love a good Park and Bark number. I'm a
Well,
sucker
it
for
slows down the whole show and kind of brings you all back.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, totally. Hey.
Hey.
Alright.
I feel this is where it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, I feel like we're hitting a left turn now.
All right, so we're number 4. I think this one is actually my favorite.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Yes, this one is my favorite.
Which one's got the most meat?
Is that the one why it's so empty compared to the other ones? Yeah, so far they're all good flavors. I still like the previous one a little bit more.
And this one is called Los Calientes Verde.
Okay.
So,
That was very nice.
and this is 36,000 Skoll units.
This is gonna be a walk in the park. This is delicious. Listen, I'm having a great time here.
All right,
I'm gonna not say that. I know.
you're gonna jinx yourself.
Uh-huh.
So, regardless of whether or not you have any religious affiliations or past, previous, whether or not that's been a part of your life, this story is one that is very widely
Widely and well known. Yeah.
widely and well known. Do you think that has put an extra bit of pressure on you both playing such big parts? I mean, Judas and Jesus, regardless of your religious affiliations, are household names. You would know exactly who you're talking about.
Judas is just like a flawed guy. And so doing the wrong thing is something everybody does, and then regretting it later. I mean, didn't take a lot to get into that headspace. Now, actually going through and feeling those emotions, but his death scene is like really intense, and feeling those emotions is hard. But I could do that better than I could do your part.
I did grow up in a religious background. I was Southern Baptist most of my life, and so I felt a lot of pressure coming into the situation when I auditioned for the show to begin with. I was also in the same vein where it was like, there's no way that I could play Jesus, because there's no way that I feel like I could do this role and it not feel genuine or real, or like I'm making a mockery of something that has been so prevalent in my entire life. But actually stepping into it and like putting myself in the mindset of like, not necessarily what would Jesus do, but what does Jesus do in Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yeah.
Who is Jesus in this show? Because it's different from the Jesus that we all know and love in the Bible.
That's it.
It's completely different.
Very different.
It's a completely different interpretation on Jesus and Judas.
And
the
Judas,
story
yeah.
of Jesus and Judas.
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely more pointed on it's through Judas's eyes.
Yeah.
And I feel like in doing that, it changes the perception of Christ as a whole.
Number 5. So this one
It's
is,
not painful yet, though.
Not yet.
it's queso sin queso, and we're at 52,000 Skoll units.
What does that mean?
Cheese.
Cheese on cheese?
Cheese and cheese.
Cheese and cheese?
Okay, so I've never had spicy cheese like this.
Get that intermediate.
This is pretty spicy. I feel like my comment that I made the last swing was probably.
I told you not to.
I think it's time for my first sip.
I've just been chatting and sipping at the same time.
Oh.
Just like that. Back to normal. Milk saves everything.
So, Jesus Christ Superstar was originally a rock opera album.
Yeah.
Was not a show, and then later was turned into a stage production. But because it is directly pulled from the album, there is no dialogue between songs. It is completely sung through, no spoken word really, aside from maybe a choice. But it is written as music. How challenging is it to do a show where there is no spoken word in between?
I feel like you can convey so much more through song than you can
Yeah.
through dialogue. And I feel like you have so much behind you that's also helping tell the story, like the musicians and what's happening in the actual music, not just what we're singing. So I feel like a lot, at least for this show, the dialogue, I mean, there is dialogue. It just is very much like spoken in rhythm is what it feels like. It feels like everything has to be in a certain...
I mean, that whole scene between Pilate and Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
that really is a... oh!
We came back.
That it really is a dialogue, even though it's set to music. Like, so you're a king, that's what you say I am. It's not really, it's really a dialogue. And I think that for me, it's easier for me to feel those emotions getting into it because you have the music along with it. So it's powerful. And so it's even easier to channel that emotion with that, for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Did you swing at the camera?
I did, just a little bit.
Jesus. Number 6.
I'm already, okay.
That last one was any indication. This is it's kind of like barbecue-y.
This is Bourbon Maple Reaper.
Maple Reaper?
Mm-hmm. And we are now at 73,000 skull weakness.
Where do we start?
We started at 1,800.
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we're doing pretty good. Actually, if I'm going to be 100% honest, I think this one is less spicy than the last one.
So what would you say is the most challenging part about playing each of your roles?
Again, it's those really intense moments, like how do you go to a place in your brain where you have to feel that you personally have been betrayed by God and spite him for it and hate him so much you kill yourself. It's really intense to access.
Spoilers for anybody.
Oh yeah, if you haven't read the Bible, sorry, but
You've had time to read the source material.
It's been
out for
a
a while.
couple thousand years.
like we're both musical theater boys, so like singing the songs is what we do every day, all day. It's for me, it's accessing those emotions. Yeah.
There's a lot of really, really hard places that we have to go in the show. And sometimes it's really hard as a human being taking yourself to these places because then it makes you start overthinking everything in your own brain. Like, even though you're trying to do what's best for your character, it starts to bring other things up into your mind. And, there was a moment actually last week when we were doing the scene between Pilot and the whole ensemble is behind me and they're just like screaming to crucify me and they're laughing at me getting whipped and stuff like that. And it's just like, in those moments, it's like, it feels hyper realistic.
Sure.
Like you can feel the energy, the hatred, the anger that's in the air because that's what they're giving me. And it's like, what I have to do is just sit there and take it. And a lot of the times at the end of the night, I'm like spent. Like I feel like I just want to go home and like curl up into a ball because it's like, I just felt like I had a whole mass group of people that wanted me dead. And were laughing at my suffering. Kind of like y'all are doing right now.
Dear viewer.
But yeah, I think it is really, really, really hard to do it in a way that feels real. I'm scared.
Number, what do we have?
7?
7.
This one's red.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't have much. Oh. It's just hot. It's just hot. That's the flavor. The flavor is hot.
I think Cole has entered a different dimensional plane.
Cole's the one flavor is hot.
This one is
Isn't meant for fun.
I don't think this one is the flavor is awful. Okay, whew. That's a creeper because at first I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. And then I just kind of sat with it for a second.
Get that off.
So this is Forbidden Fruit, and it is 124,000 skull beads.
Forbidden fruit.
Okay.
So this show was originally written in the 70s. Yeah, we're still doing it today. And it's, we're not digging it out of the archives. It's done a lot.
Yeah, very well known.
Yes, it's a very well-known show that is done frequently. How do you think it is still performed today? What makes it still relevant?
I think good music is just good music.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if, again, like you said, it was written as an album. And so before it was a stage play, it was made to be good music. And a lot of the stuff is real catchy. And so having that just play through the years, I think people just keep wanting it. And I'm not making a lot of sense right now. Because it's still hot.
Oh. It's gone away a little bit. It's still burning. Like I can feel
Compliment.
it just like sitting on my mouth.
You also ate the whole wing.
This is true.
And then licked your fingers after you were already on the...
If I'm gonna eat wings, I'm gonna eat wings.
I get you. I mean, usually my wings don't look like this. Usually they are to the bone. But I'm trying to preserve some of that.
Yeah.
I think it's the story is still super relevant, even if you take away the religious aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the people trying to. it's people trying to do what's best for everyone, and ultimately being pushed back by an oppressive government. And it's like, you know, these are themes and things that are constant in our society. Like, these are things that have never gone away. These are things that are always here. So doing these shows, at least especially in this era, I'm sorry, my words are not.
I just tried to answer the question.
They're not.
Answer a
They're
question.
not meshing.
Yeah.
I feel like the show itself asks a really fun question in today's day. Like, in reality, ask yourself this question: what would happen if Jesus were here today? How would he be perceived? And I think the answer is very much exactly the same way he was received the first time. And I feel like until we get to the point where things change to a point where that's not the reality, I feel like the show is always going to be relevant in the same way that shows like Ragtime are still relevant after being around for so long. Like, this one is a great way for people who have no understanding of religion also to kind of get like the basic understanding of
For sure.
what it's all about. Relevance.
Number 8. This is the bomb.
I've heard of this
Is, in my opinion, I think this is the worst one, personally.
Really? This is the worst one?
I don't know.
And you put it on a flat, so we really gotta get our mouths
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just extra terrible.
Oh, I got one. Oh, one little taste of that. I can already tell it.
Oh, there's only 2 more?
Let's break out the secret ingredient here.
Mhm.
Ranch. You want some ranch?
Yeah, I'll take some.
Get that.
So,
Oh, I can't laugh. Ooh. Honestly, that did a lot. That did a lot.
Take a shot.
Just take a little shot. That did a significant amount.
you know
of
what?
work.
Okay, come on.
I like to when in Rome, you know?
When in Rome.
It really did it. It really did a job this time.
It helped.
I got ranch in my blood. Wowzers! I feel like I need to go back down to like one of the less spicy ones. Stuns my palate out.
That's the last one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that was the last one.
I thought you had it on top of the first one.
Oh, well, you just wait for it. That's why we don't. That's why we don't reach on other people's plates. We might grab the last wing we ate instead of the first.
We've already kind of lightly touched upon it, but I'd like to hear maybe a bit more in depth about how you feel about this. As we've talked about, these scenes are incredibly, or some scenes in the show are incredibly intense, especially emotionally, which can be incredibly draining. How do you, as an actor, prepare for those emotionally so that you can A, do your job, but B, at the end of the day, you know, still walk out and be a person?
For me, I think it's the pre. For me, I think if I can get myself in the zone to where I'm only focusing on what I'm doing, and I'm not focusing on what anybody else is doing, then I can really just like put myself in that situation as much as I can. It's the after that I'm having trouble with right now. And I think a lot of the times it's hard when you do take yourself there, because then it's like, when you're done, you're like, who am I? What just happened? Like, why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling right now? Like, I'm not even on stage anymore. Why is the feeling still looming around? So I think it's not necessarily about it being hard to do, but being a person that's able to do it and like do it over and over and over again and still be safe by the end of it. I think that's the most important part. I don't think that any of that made sense. And it's mainly because the heat came back midway through that, and it's hurting. I'm just doing a very good job of pretending like it's not.
When he said,
He's lactose intolerant, by the way.
It's a bad episode. That's what I'm saying. We are.
So not only is that going to be bad later, but this is going to be bad
It's
later.
going to be double bad.
Self-care is a good routine. Getting into it, I feel, is easier for the both of us. But then it's the afterwards, and because you have those emotions on stage, you are crying on stage, you are being hurt on stage. But it's the coming down afterwards, because your body physically felt all those feelings. Mm-hmm. And so it really is just like trying to get yourself to come down and go like, okay, well, that happened. Keep going. I'm going to keep saying words. During one of the last few shows I did where it was there was a big moment for me emotionally. My girlfriend made me a box of little stuff, like a stress ball and some chocolates and stuff. And so afterwards, my brain would go, "Oh, I get a treat now." That was real nice. So I'm gonna have to commission her to do that again. You want to do the next wing before I change my mind?
Number 9, the last one, just before we have it, so you have a marker here, was 135,600 skull units.
Okay.
This one is 680,000 skull units.
Okay, so we're doing a giant jump.
Times 6?
Yeah, about.
Giant jump.
Okay.
Giant jump.
Never doing an SCT show again.
Cheers, folks.
Oh, this one's saucy.
It's
too.
juicy,
This
yeah.
one's
Why'd you
saucy.
put so much on there?
She wanted to see us suffer. Don't we suffer enough on stage for you?
No, never.
Oh. Oh. Louis Mama. Oh, balls. The ranch isn't helping. The ranch isn't helping.
No.
The ranch isn't helping. Woo.
My heart.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, it tastes awful.
That just tastes burnt. Like it tastes burnt.
Oh. Uh-huh.
But this show is actually a bit controversial when you're looking at it religiously, because the original source material is the Bible.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this telling kind of it humanizes Judas. Humanizes Judas, making him a guy who makes mistakes, and it makes him more sympathetic. And Jesus is more portrayed as just a guy.
More human as well.
Yeah.
My lips are burning. I may have used ranch to cool my lips down.
I'm really upset that you didn't flash the camera.
I didn't want them to see that.
They make Jesus' character, Jesus' role, more of an attainable man.
Yes.
Not to mention, you also end the show on the cross. Versus in the Bible, you're taken off the cross and 3 days later, he's resurrected. How do you think those choices impact the show? Is it a negative way? Is it a positive way? Why are those choices good or bad for the production?
I think it's just an interesting point of view. The way I look at it, because Judas is just not, so sorry, I can't talk for 5 seconds without milk in my mouth. Mm-hmm. It's just an interesting point of view, because Judas obviously is not portrayed in the Bible as this. No, we have to be careful, everybody. No, we shouldn't do this because bad things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
All it says in there with him is that he just was looking for a moment to betray him. And so I feel like, from Andrew Lloyd Webber's perspective, it really was just a fun new way of taking a new look at that. So in my brain, it's not even the same story.
The changes add something fresh to something that's already super well known. So I feel like, especially in theater, the world of theater is so full of revivals and redoing of so many things from older times. I feel like in order to keep things relevant and fresh, we have to change it. We have to add things. And I feel like, because if the show ends at the resurrection, then you're left with the resolution of everything that Jesus just did was worth it.
Was correct.
It was correct.
And the things Judas did, well, maybe less correct, but also necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
I feel like it leaves you to ask a question like, did he actually resurrect? Was this all worth it? Look at you, the monkey looking back at me.
I've drank so much milk.
Oh, I have the spicy hiccups.
And usually that happens to me. I have a sensitivity to capsaicin, and so whenever I eat spicy stuff, I usually get the hiccups. So capsaicin is what is inside of the seeds of peppers. That's what makes the thing spicy.
Oh.
And so I
chew
usually,
a couple bits?
if you get hiccups when you eat something spicy, it usually means that you have a minor intolerance to capsaicin.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Funny enough, I do have that. It's not been happening, so that means that these are really well done sauces. So that means that Hot Ones, you ate this up. You ate this up because I'm not hiccuping every 2 seconds. I thought I was going to be hiccuping this entire time, and it just has to be a little bit.
You just do a little dab. I did 4 just because it's root and tune time. Whatever that means.
I'll do 2 because I'm scared.
I'm scared too.
So the last I've experienced, just as a refresh, the last one was 680,000
I don't
skull.
want to know.
This is 2 million.
Oh.
2 million.
You gonna pour the milk on it now?
Yeah.
2,693,000 skull units. So
Okay.
we're nearing 3 million.
That's a made up number.
You know what I think I have to do?
What?
I think I have to
You gotta do take
I
the
gotta
meat
get
off.
just all of the meat so that the little spices, the only.
Good idea.
Yeah, look at that.
It's professional handling meat.
Oh.
On my Christian show.
All right.
Salute.
Uh-huh.
That also tastes disgusting.
Well,
Yeah.
I won't move ball.
Oh. Spit it out if you need to.
Oh! Wow! Oh, it's a creeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's a creeper.
I'm gonna have a problem. You do this?
Normally?
I think this is my 5th time.
My body is a bomb waiting to go off right now.
That one is, I can feel my whole body heating up right now.
Yeah. Let's calm down.
Do we got a fan? Do we have a fan in here?
Let's calm down.
How do you both portray the psychological toll of betrayal? Coming from the one betrayed, Jesus. And Judas, the betrayer, who then in turn also feels betrayed by Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Can you repeat that? Yeah, my brain is like. I'm gonna use my one cuss word now. My mouth. Oh my god, it hurts.
Yeah.
It actually feels like I stuck like fiberglass. Like it feels like I have fiberglass in my mouth right now.
What's last?
When's the last time? I can't tell. When's the last time I had fiberglass in my mouth? I don't know. You guys never played with like fiberglass insulation when you were a kid? Is that bad?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about the fiberglass.
My favorite childhood toy.
Oh yes, it was always fun finding the little micro cuts on your fingers.
No, just you, Jesus.
Right. Cool.
Just you do.
How do I portray that on stage?
For me, I think, at least towards the beginning of the show, Jesus, he already feels what's going on. Like, he knows that this is the end of the road. And I feel like it's, for me, he's trying to make the most of each moment that's happening on stage, but it keeps getting overshadowed by the looming threat of what's to come. So I feel like when the betrayal does finally happen, even though he had been anticipating it, it still hits 10,000 times harder than he expected it.
So many Scovilles.
It's like, yeah, exactly, just like this hot sauce. There's a moment you will see when you come and see the show. The ensemble is singing, and I turn and I look at Kyle, and it's after I kicked him out the first time, and it's like we have this moment where we just look at each other, and I think that is the defining moment for me, that Jesus knows in this very moment that that this is the actual end, and this is what was always destined to happen. And I feel like that is when his character goes from being like super outspoken, saying all these things, to just becoming a complete shell and becoming completely turned off and not responsive to anything because he's lost somebody that Judas was like his right-hand man. That was his homie. It just hurts to see someone you love, who you know that this is what they have to do, because they're being compelled to do so. It is really hard to convey that on stage sometimes. Like, it's really hard to show all of the different things that you're feeling, but I feel like the best way of doing that is finding those moments between us where we can just kind of stare at each other. I feel like those moments are like intense because I feel like we're having a full-on conversation with just us looking at each other.
It's a lot of eyebrow work.
Mm-hmm. It is a lot of eyebrow work, a lot of mouth twitching and like.
Yeah, well, and for me, it's kind of easy for Judas to slide into the way he's betraying Jesus, because at the beginning of the show, it's about him trying to save Jesus from creating this calamity with his followers and bringing down Rome on top of them and killing everybody. So his whole intention is to save everyone, including Jesus, from the wrath he thinks is going to be incurred. And so it really, on his part, isn't betrayal until he does betray him, until he gives the Pharisees his location, tells them where Gethsemane is.
You're doing great.
I'm doing good. But yeah, it's not betrayal for Judas until the moment he does it. And so I have an easier time betraying because
it just happens.
It at that moment it happens, but until that happens, it really is about saving Jesus.
Yeah, and I think even in the Last Supper, there's like moments where like you're still thinking about not doing it, and you're like, I want you to tell me not to do it.
Yeah,
but Jesus is just like, this is what you have to do. This is what you are here for. This is you. This is up to you. You're the one that has to do this. And even though...
Well, and Jesus tells him, like, no, you have to go do this thing. Which is why you have the Judas death scene. And why he's so angry is because he, in this version of the show, is a part of the saving of all people with the death of Jesus. Because he is chosen to be the man to deliver Jesus onto the cross, basically, which isn't a part of the question at all, but I'm kind of rambling.
So, if you could look at your lovely fans, look at your lovely fans, and tell them one thing to get them to come see the show, what would you say?
Well, if you like having your face melted by insane vocals...
The vocals are going to be crazy. Because we didn't even touch on that at all. No. But everybody in this show
can sing.
Is amazing.
Everybody's throwing down.
It's a treat. What else? You like crucifixions? Come see the show.
You like whips?
I know you do.
Come and see the show. Ultimately, I feel like this is just a show that anybody can come and see. I feel like there's no age restriction here. I feel like, don't get me wrong, is the material hard to watch, but I saw Passion of the Christ in the movie theater when I was about 7 years old, so I feel like people can come and watch Jesus Christ Superstar. Though there's heavy subject matter, the show in itself is just a really good time, and I feel like if you're not coming to see one of us, you're coming to see the hard work and dedication that our ensemble is doing right now, because they are working their little butts off and they sound and look amazing. You're going to want to come and see it, or else you're going to have missed out on what may be one of the best shows of the last 2,000 years.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So that's up to y'all, not up to us. We're gonna be here.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great time.
It's gonna be so much fun, and we can't wait to see you all here.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Is that what you wanted?
That was beautiful. Come see Jesus Christ Superstar. It's going to be through May 11th. You can check the dates and all the other info on our website, which is www.sctlivetheater.com. So, we'll see you all there.
Bye.
Peace and love.
Thank you, Jesus.
No problem. Can I have a tum?
Yeah.